Check, check. Okay, audio levels look good. I see my big giant head. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Adventures After Dark. Bacchus is checking in. Hello, Bacchus. I'm doing good. I am on Crick Hollow. By request, Bacchus wanted to pay for upkeep on the kin house, so I thought, let's go ahead and run some other characters tonight. Because I think we all know how much I've been enjoying, doing delvings on Mandalinia. So I got that going for me. We log in on Crick. Good, hopefully I threw you for a wrinkle. We were trying to do the Blood of Azog quest line last week, and everybody got super tired in like less than 2 hours. And I was having trouble nodding off. It's been a long week at work, but glad the weekend's here. Gonna be a pretty busy weekend for me, but that's okay. Any requests on levels for your characters, Bacchus? What do you want to run? I've got 30s and Warsteinix 52nd. Whatever you're in the mood for. We have Lord Master, Burglar, Warden, or Champ. This is, of course, my new alternate account that I just made a year ago March to demonstrate how to play free-to-play on Free-to-Play Fridays. I kind of figured once we got to Moria and had all that content unlocked, it's like, there you go, that's how you play free-to-play. So, I'm easy, which I know doesn't help much. Okay. Warsteinix and the Silver Team loads. It's a deep, dark dungeon. Forbin Kid checking in. Hello, Forbin Kid. For some reason it launched Evernight, even though I told it to launch Crick. Let me try again. Okay. You'll get it sorted out. Antler checking in. Hello, Antler. Good to see you. My friend might be on. Just started free-to-play 2 weeks ago. Loving it. Awesome. I am glad to hear it, Forbin Kid. Just remember, if your friend has trouble sleeping at night, just point them towards Free-to-Play Fridays. There's a possibility they could pick up a tip or two before they black out and fall asleep. Telrinian, the Lore Master. I pointed him, that's why he might come on to watch. Okay. Rockhead's already asleep. I've already talked too much. Hi, Rockhead. How are you, buddy? Kind of short, stocky, and with a big belly. This is a very handsome hobbit. Alright, I'm going with the level 30 burglar there, Bacchus, so if you got something that fits, fine figure of a hobbit, exactly. Don't know why he seems so familiar, but dashingly handsome fellow. So I'm going to let Bacchus get a character picked out and get logged in, and I'm going to do what I should have done before I launched the stream, which is grab my snacks and a beverage. Cheers, stream hype! Hopefully I don't get murdered in the Shire while I'm away from keyboard. And I'm back. So for tonight's snack, I have a combination of bold cheddar and Parmesan Cheez-Its floating on a delicious bed of Thai chili almonds. They're not super spicy, but they are super yummy. Also, the Thai chili has a bit of sweetness to it. Clown skates, hello! And to wash it down, apple strawberry venom. 0 sugar, lots of vitamins, and enough caffeine that I can stay awake and bother Bacchus for a while. That's the stuff right there. So don't worry, I've got plenty of Coke Zero in the fridge too, but we got to hit the heavy caffeine after the week I've had. I'm hooked on goldfish crackers and peanuts. Well, there you go. Very similar snacks. Singer said, I thought Ed was just role-playing in stealth mode tonight until he came back. Well, kind of. The dark gray shirt against the backdrop of my Secret Labs chair, it's pretty good stealth technology. Just is hard to hide my big giant head. So I'm somewhere in the Shire. Hobbiton? That's weird. I'm just disoriented enough that I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, this should be the... Nope. Can a hobbit get peace and quiet? Oh, that's because I'm in Evendim. I'm not in the Shire. It's all coming together now. Nod Gardner. Also, I should say up front, you will hear some thunder in the background. It is storming here tonight. I'm in Oak Barton, yeah. Oh, you're in Discord. I'm not in Discord. That's the worst thing I screw up. That's not too bad tonight. Last week was I started out and forgot to change the title from Druid's Fire Stream to mine. Hello, Bacchus. How are you?
Evening, Ed. How you doing?
Good. Sometimes I like to forget to log into Discord just to frustrate Donnie.
I'm very sure that would do a very good job of it. Let me shoot you a fellowship invite. Do you have any recollection of what we were doing?
No, in fact, I don't know that you've ever played alongside of Jasko.
Well, I've got a runekeeper at the same sort of level, so...
Okay.
Maybe?
Maybe. I am in Oak Barton, and I need to help Nibs and Hal Gamgee with their troubles. But for some reason, I just walked past Hal Gamgee, and I don't think he's got anything for me.
I don't seem to have any quests up in that area, but well, let me head your way.
Okay. We'll get something figured out. I think Nibs might still need my help. And I think I've already done the farmer stuff.
Dear me.
So if the stream gets interrupted, I'll apologize in advance for it. Yeah, I need to kill some locusts, it looks like.
Dear me. Please don't leave yet.
I've got everything plugged into a APC surge protector. So I'm not too worried about playing while there's lightning, but it could interrupt the stream.
Is that not maybe what we did with these characters? The last time you were on Crick, I remember us doing the farmer's thingy there.
Okay.
Was it on these characters or was it different ones?
I don't know. Might have been these characters.
Deed complete. Nope.
So it sounds like lots of people are excited about the new character creation screen. A lot more customization.
I haven't actually seen any. I've heard about it a little bit, but I haven't seen any of the detail.
There they are. I'm like, why can't I target these dudes? That sound you hear is Discord's exploding over the new avatar selections. There you go.
Yeah, so you can play sound alerts in Discord now.
Barbers are going to be working up overtime for the next update.
Oh, hello, Agata.
Moved in my house in Barber in the front yard just to give the neighbors a place to donate silver to me. Very nice. Okay, we're good on locust swarms. Need another queen.
I'll only be able to join for a while this evening, unfortunately. My power is going off. Thanks to, yeah, living where I do.
All right, well, the race is on. Whose power will go out first, Big Ed's or Bacchus's?
Well, I've got about 100 minutes.
Okay. Mine could go out at any second.
Well, so good mine, just probably for a different reason.
I saved you.
Thank you, I do appreciate that.
No problem. I didn't want the locusts to murder you. I need one more queen. There we go. Nicely done. Do you have these quests? Do I need to share them?
No, it's fine.
You were able to pick them up or just don't care?
I'm not really gonna bother at this point, I think.
Don't
All right.
curse me.
Some
Mercy
point
me.
and actually
Will
play
you
through
hear me
it.
out? Goodness.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of Lone Land stuff going on at the moment. It seems.
Really? At level 30? Sir Waffles
yeah.
checking in. Says, hey Ed, happy Friday. Sir Waffles, happy Friday to you.
And yeah, no, it does look like we weren't playing together, at least not on these characters.
I'm just in a burglary mood. Do you play a lot of burglar?
I have been playing a bit on Evernight. I've got a low level, she's what, about 22 or something, that I've been playing very, very slowly through Swanfleet and Cardinal. About 2/3 of the way through now.
Well, the gall of some folk.
and quite enjoying it.
The higher-ups might want to cook up a hot pocket and need to wipe out the city's power. Exactly.
Hello.
Now we gotta go collect elk meat. Which sounds delicious, except I don't want to waste it as wolf bait.
Apparently elk is quite nice. But imagine it is rather similar to venison.
Now I know why we haven't played together. There's nothing worse than playing with a party and you're setting up your stealth attack and then somebody just aggroes what you were going to go backstab.
My apologies. I'll wait for you to stab something in the kidneys before I fry it next time.
It's alright.
Hello. Could I take a moment of your time?
Alright, let's go slay Bonefang. And by let us go slay Bonefang, I mean I'll just watch you set him on fire.
No. I'll give you the opportunity to stick him with a sharp object. That's fine.
No, that's okay. You deserve to have your fun.
Yeah,
Talasayan says, my main has taken a slow ride through Middle-earth. Started not too long after the first free quest packs back in 2020. I think only recently have I walked into Mordor. But imagine an entire kinship of Bergs wanting to try and sink your stealth attacks. That does sound fantastic. Oh, I think I walked us over to the wrong cave.
always possibility.
All of Zinger's flirts with me were distracting me. There's evil there that does not sleep due to unlimited Coke Zero and Venom sodas. 5,300 quests completed? Nice.
Now this game is not short of content.
As long as you got your no place for spoiled pies and the quick post done.
Actually, that's something I was doing on my Berg. I need to
Wow,
finish
really?
it up. Yep.
Look at you
Red
go.
Baron, I'm blaming him. It was his idea.
Alright. You can blame me for fishing and he can take credit for that.
Yep. And I see I do have fishing rods on these characters, so if you do want to do some fishing...
Do I want to do some fishing? Hi, apparently we haven't met. My name's Big Ed Mustafa.
And she's actually got a reasonable... Yeah, she's up to 40 fishing skill.
Look at you go.
Is there something I can do for you?
Hi, Zinger. You know, Mrs. Mustafa's still going to be away a while.
How is she today?
Good.
Oh, glad to hear it.
I took her what I can only describe as a loose meat sandwich and some fries. If I say the word Runza, if you do not live in the Omaha-Lincoln area in Nebraska, you won't know what I'm talking about. Antler knows what I'm talking about, but him and I are probably the only two. So call you maybe? Call me definitely. Oh wait, we're not on my channel.
No. I was thinking I could chip in there, but no. I'll keep it tidy.
Yep, wrong one. There we go.
Hello, Ginger. How you doing?
Well, I generally don't time out Zingers because it takes away his mod sword. So, but I'm like, oh wait, he doesn't have a mod sword. This is Lotro stream. Never, ever, ever reference Carly Rae for any reason. She's horrible. I hate the song. Oh, I think I just unlocked the farming quests. I don't know. I want to go do those tonight. I gave you 6 seconds to think about what you'd done. We were having a nice moment there, and you had to ruin it by referencing Carly Rae.
Funny how we're in Evendim, but it's still, these are counting as Shire Slayer deeds.
Well, part of the North Downs is like that too with Breland. It's all good. Maybe we can pick up a quest or two down here. Antler says, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You ain't never going to keep me down.
Right, that's on. That is the epitome of played to death.
Good day.
Yep, I'm seeing quest rings ahead.
Alright, let's load up on quests here.
Might I have a word with you?
Although some of these are going to involve some
Might I speak with
traveling.
you a moment? Could I take a moment of your time?
Well, the Shire is a pretty place to
Can I
do some
take a moment of
travelling
your
in.
time?
True enough. And I don't think my promo tweet mentioned anything about white-knuckled excitement tonight, so we'll just have a chillax evening. It'll contrast nicely with the rage-inducing games of Apex I've played all week. I don't know what they did to the matchmaking, but man, has it just been brutal out there.
I tried a bit of random.
Yeah, go ahead. Random.
Tried a little bit of random battles and warships the other day, and it was like, nope, no, enough. Once, no, we're not doing this. Yeah,
Well, that was my good news. I got warships working in Linux again.
okay.
It had been working in Proton version 706, and if I tried running it on experimental, it would just error. And if I tried running it on 706, it would freeze during the login process. And I finally got a chance to play with it long enough to back it up to like 2 versions ago, 6.4 something, I think. And it loaded and ran fine. So I've actually been logging in and getting my dailies, and actually been playing with British destroyers and German cruisers a little bit. Low level stuff, but
Yeah, I quite like British destroyers, but I'm bad at playing the destroyers, so...
well, the tier 2 British destroyer, the Medea. Yeah, I was out like wrecking and doing, 30,000 damage and getting 3 kills a game. And of course, it was co-op. It was against bots, but
That's still not bad. There's not a lot of damage to be done in a low-tier game.
yeah. Do you just take the glassblower stuff back?
I will follow your lead.
Let's just run around and kill stuff.
Also works.
Murdering indiscriminately is always a good move.
Yeah, Runekeeper got quite a tasty buff in the last little update.
I don't even remember what I do. Tinker. So yeah, I want the rubies.
Well, I will pass along any that...
I probably don't need them. I think from a crafting standpoint, Warstein kept everybody else pretty well supplied as he leveled up. Rubies are expert tier. Yeah, I've already got Supreme unlocked.
Yeah,
So I don't think I have to worry too much about collecting rubies.
Well, if you need to, just let me know.
Die, villainous scum. Well, I think we got to go down to the beach and collect stuff.
One of them was collect sand.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Hopefully they add some level 30 delvings for you guys to do. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I did the delvings of school and library, and I quite like it. I like the idea behind delvings, but they definitely need a bit of tweaking.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, it's I enjoy the added difficulty and the added challenge, but the amount of time it takes you to do, like school, is perhaps a little...
Yeah, it really turns it into a bit of a grind.
Yeah, it's about 10
Maybe-
minutes longer than it really
Maybe a
should be.
slog. It's like trying to take St. Petersburg in the winter.
more sand. Getting a bit of lag.
Arthur did a couple of T7s today for kicks, got teal gloves for both runs. Meanwhile, the streamer I was watching was getting crafting boxes.
Egg, was it you that messaged me in game a few minutes ago? I just see I got a IM from somebody. But it's not a name I recognize.
Oh, he was running T11s.
Oh, there we go. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I soloed one T8 just to see if I could do it on my Runekeeper. And as I was finishing it, I was like, I wonder which color dye I'll get for my reward. And yeah, it was purple dye. I wasn't wrong. I suspect I need to redo my skill tree. Yep, I was not mistaken. I was missing a few skills. Why is that skill bar half empty? I figured that out all by myself. I don't remember how I had Jasco set up.
Red line. Always red line.
Well, the problem is I play a lot of Redline. I was trying to mix it up a little bit with some of these characters. Redline is pretty awesome. I might have tried Blue Line, but I don't think so. But I think Little Ed Mustafa on Brandywine is Redline, Yellow Line. So do I need another Redline, Yellow Line burglar? Probably not, but I'm going to run one anyway.
Gotta beat the classics.
Weird. So I have to dust off some of these characters so you can reset their skill trees from time to time. Happy Campus says, "Is your last name is Mustafa?" No, actually, I took the name from a Clint Eastwood movie called The Enforcer. There was a character named Big Ed Mustafa in the movie. You might be able to guess my first name correctly, though. And in case you're wondering, I am from Nebraska, not Turkey. I know Mustafa is a popular name in the Middle East and Turkey. Mustafa Ataturk was the first president of modern-day Turkey and is still highly revered in his country. And I think that's a beautiful country and would love to visit it someday. If Mrs. Mustafa ever lets me out of having to bring her food every day. So. Oh, sorry, impressive. He likes turkey in every sense of the word. Yeah, I would say that's probably fair.
I used to love our Thanksgiving turkey.
Other than Salt Bay kind of ruining turkey's reputation around the globe.
Isn't he Colombian or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's from Turkey, which for some reason didn't stop him from hoisting Argentina's World Cup trophy for no reason.
I thought he was South American for some reason.
Yeah, probably because you saw pictures of him hoisting Argentina's trophy.
But even from before then. Alright, I don't know if you... Yes, you have finished the... you got the...
We ready to turn in?
We need to find a spider somewhere.
Just one spider?
Examine the corpse of the spider.
Oh, that's a different quest line. That's okay. I know where that's at. There's some goblins on a hill.
Ensure Paulina Gamgee's home is safe. Well, good sir, lead the way.
Alright. Do you want to go get the spider before we head back to town? Is that what we're doing?
I'm entirely easy. I have no idea where
Okay.
things are in relation to each other, so...
Zinger's got me all flustered. I'm mostly thinking of cold cuts at this point. I had an intentionally light dinner so I could eat almonds and Cheez-Its tonight. I cooked tacos Monday and had some leftover taco meat, so I made tacos again tonight. Which you'd think would be easy and simple, but I've taken to kind of pan frying my own corn tortillas, which is quite yummy. Somewhere there's a spider corpse around here. I don't have that up on my quest tracker. Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, let's follow the arrow. I think it's inside the camp, maybe?
Yep. There
All
it
right.
is. Up a little bit.
I like it when they snivel. Okay, he's going to send us back here to light the place on fire.
I see there was, excuse me, torches at the bonfire outside.
Yep. I don't think we have a quest to light stuff up yet, do we? We have to go
Nope,
talk
not
to
yet.
what's his name first. Alright. We'll do some quest turn-ins and then the arson.
I can't remember when last I quested through. I think I might have come through here once on my hunter on Evernight. And given that he was level 20-30 back in 2012 or so, yeah, it's a while.
Oh, I'm walking us back down into the bandit camp. Do we want to check on what's her name's home, or did we get that already?
No, we still need to do that.
It's not showing up on my quest tracker for some reason.
Ensure Perlina. Woodland dwelling. Jax has completed all the objectives on an earlier quest, but apparently you're not on the same path. I don't know if you've got the share.
Nope, never popped up for me.
Well, might have been because you're in combat. I'll try again once we've
Okay.
killed things. Anything happen there?
Nope, nothing's popping on up.
Jaxo's not eligible. Okay.
Weird. Okay. Thought there was a satchel over here we needed to collect or something. Oh, didn't this just flash? This is her residence, yeah.
Discovered ruffians on...
Oh, well, okay. That's Perlina
Weird.
Gamgee's residence we just walked past.
You know, it's very weird that I've got the quest and you don't, given I've
I
certainly
agree.
not quested through here before you.
So, fun fact for those of you in chat not that familiar with Turkey, folks in Turkey do not consider themselves part of Middle East, Europe, or Asia. Turkey is Turkey.
Well, the gall of some folk. Could I take a moment of your time? Oh, how rude! Might I speak with you a moment? Just a moment. Might I have a word with you?
Congratulations.
Oh boy.
Hello.
Getting to be a big hobbit.
Ooh, completed. Wanderer of Evendim. Pilgrim of Evendim is next.
Could I take a moment of your time?
A little bit of lag.
Could I take a moment
Just
of
a
your
little.
time? Could I take a moment of your time?
Could I take a moment of your time? Could I take a moment of your time?
Ooh, I got a quest for Destination Evendim. Travel to Evendim. I'll have to try that sometime.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Okay.
There we go. I think I've picked everything up.
And if Aurora Ember were here, I know she'd agree with me. If you're looking for good turkey, Arby's has surprisingly good turkey. Were we headed back to the beach?
I didn't request objectives, so... but I'm seeing, yep, if I look at the map, there's lots of stuff to do.
Alright, let's go back to the beach. I'm trying to use all mouse controls so I can snack while we're running.
Oh, you go right ahead. I'll kill all the stuff that you managed to aggro on the way.
Thank you. I'll aggro more stuff so we don't run out. Ooh, that gold respawned. I'm going to be rich by the time we're done with these quests.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Did you get to travel abroad and visit a lot of places in your younger days, Bacchus?
Not too many. I did do a bit of travelling with work. Saw some of Central Africa. DRC, Burundi. I may yet end up in Sudan at some point. Although that's hardly a tourist destination.
No,
Burundi is really pretty.
I understand there's lots of Ethiopia that's pretty nice to visit, but Sudan not as much. So where did you like
Burundi.
best?
I liked the people in the Congo a lot more than I did in Burundi.
Well, that's
They were
interesting.
a lot friendlier and a little less obnoxious. At least the people that we were interacting with. But you generally, in my line of work, not always dealing with people in the best of circumstances, which kind of negatively impact your behavior a little bit, understandably.
Seem to be doing a
Yeah,
nice
Burundi
job
was
of
pretty.
hitting the right creatures at the same time. Burundi was nice, but the people in Congo were nice.
Yep. Or nice.
And how long is the flight to there from where you live in Australia?
You kiss your mother with that mouth?
Not anymore.
It's about a 4-hour flight from here where I am, but it would be a little further from Australia.
Utterly complexes. Ed, what did you say? The flight from his mother to Australia? Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for serving me that.
You're welcome. I would have felt bad if the last thing that happened before you died was I called you Australian.
There are fates worse than death. That would be one.
Absolutely, Otterly. Any jokes or comments I make, you can consider public domain, and please steal them and spread them at your convenience. I know I've told this story on stream before, but I'll tell it again because I'm an old guy and we like to repeat our stories. Yeah, my wife and I were eating at a local burger joint, one that may have been mentioned in passing earlier, Runza, and she was talking to the kid working at the counter, and he was wearing his COVID-19 prevention mask, and she was asking him about returning to school in the fall, and was he excited for school, and he's like, yeah, I guess I get to see my friends, and she's like, are you going to have to wear a mask? He's like, yeah, I think so. And we went and sat down, and I said, I think having the high schoolers wear masks is probably a good thing. It means the ugly kids will get a chance to date. And a guy sitting like 2 tables away from us started laughing. And there's 2 things my wife hates to hear. Ed is funny or Ed was right. Either one of those statements infuriate her. So the man laughing, anytime anybody laughs at any of my jokes, it usually ends in, don't laugh at his stupid jokes. And matter of fact, I have a couple of inappropriate ones I'll mention later. They're just racy without being crude. So this guy started laughing, and I go, you feel free to steal that if you'd like. Go ahead and make it yours. And he's like, oh, I am. I'm posting it on Facebook right now. And I started chuckling. And before the guy left, he went up to the counter and then headed out to his car. And before he got up from his table, though, he's like, oh, I already got 3 likes on Facebook. Thank you. And I'm like, no problem. Glad you're getting some mileage out of it. And so the guy had gone up to the counter, and that same kid my wife had been talking to, he told him that he wanted to buy us dessert and paid for a couple of ice creams. And the kid came over and asked us what we wanted after the guy left and said the guy had bought us dessert. And my wife was just shaking her head, and I'm like, see, honey, I'm a professional comedian now. And better than getting paid money for my jokes, we're getting paid in dessert. So, yeah, we were up at the skilled nursing facility last weekend. And I've been taking her down to the dining room to eat. Just get her out of her room, get her moving around a little more. Just add a little more structure to her daytime. And I'm wheeling her back in from going outside. I may have told this on my channel the other day. But we're coming back down the hallway, and she's supposed to be holding up her feet so they don't drag on the floor. And one of the nurse aides is like, oh, Helen, you're letting your feet down. You got to keep your legs up in the air. And she's like, oh, okay. And I just go, yeah, I've been trying to get her legs in the air ever since we started dating. And the nurse started laughing, and that elicited a, don't laugh at his dumb jokes. And then the nurse was like, is she always mean to you like that? I'm like, yeah, ever since I put a ring on her finger. All I can do is pray for a comet to hit the earth and offer me sweet relief. And the nurse started laughing again, and my wife was just shaking her head.
What's the old adage? Never question or criticize your spouse's taste, because I mean, they did marry you after all.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, one of our frequent exchanges throughout our marriage has been, you're the one who asked me to marry you, followed with me saying, I was only calling your bluff. I never thought you'd say yes. And in 20 years, she's never come up with a retort to that. So if you're a married man, you can be jealous of me. I do get the last word occasionally. There's a Slayer deed for salamanders, so we may as well murder them all.
Oh, I've been butchering them as I see.
Alright. We can head back in. I think we've got a bunch of quests to turn in.
Defeat the Chief's Watcher, that's probably on the way back. Collect essences, where do we get those from?
Oh, we need to find those glowing white things.
Oh, the
I haven't seen a lot of them out here. Yeah, there's normally a few scattered around, but it's been all salamanders and Nordbogs.
Speaking of which,
Could be a time of day thing, or we just... Here's one up here. Three of 8. We need 5 more of those stupid things. Alright, that does it, Utterly Complex. You are on Mrs. M's list for laughing at my jokes. When the day of reckoning comes, you're going to be in big trouble.
I found another Lemfran over here. Or
I'm on one too. There's a Slayer deed for these too. They are a pain in the ass to finish that too.
I think the best.
There's
place
another
to use
section
it,
further in where you find some, but
yeah, Luminous.
these
Or
are
that
just
up to.
tedious, yeah. 6 of 8 on essences.
Likewise.
Egarther is correct. They are more plentiful at night. That's why they are sporadically scattered across the landscape. They spawn more frequently at nighttime. I think they're considered a type of undead, yeah. Or rather, the dead. Not to be confused with the Grateful Dead. Ooh, rich gold deposit. If you're high enough level and can deal with the Reflect, you can farm the Dead Slayer deeds in Glenhunt. There's an infinite supply of them. Yeah, they're pretty fast spawning there. Then I think there's a quest to find a missing ring, and it's in one of the Nodbogs. I don't know we've got it yet though, yeah. We'll probably unlock it when we turn in this batch.
There was a quest that we needed to find somebody's dog, and that was in one of the Nodbugs.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't think it's a literal dog, I think it's a jeweled dog. Do we have that quest? Yeah, little lead dog, there you go.
Yep.
Oh, it's complete?
I believe so.
Okay. Alright, we'll find another glowy thing. We need a limb friend to murder.
Remember there being a couple down this way.
Oh, here I forgot one.
Ah,
Heading towards lucky number 8 right now. There we go.
Right. Collect bog moss. Oh no, that's the epic and what you call it.
Oh, tarnished river stones?
Up shaded blue. Yep. Where is that? That's down to the southwest.
Oh, that's by where we found the spider, I think.
Defeat wood web spinners.
They'll also be up by where we found the spider carcass.
And recovering the lost leaf. Find the lost leaf of paper. Yeah, all of that looks to be down that direction. Excuse me.
We ride for that one direction and for glory.
And for spiders, ladies. There's one. There's another.
I think one of the mistakes people make with burglar is they don't bother to make caltrops and marbles and things. And I think it's just they come in handy for stuff. If you need to stun something for a getaway, or triggering a fellowship maneuver. I mean, I realize it's not always handy at every level, but it's not handy. There's no reason to not give yourself the option. I mean, it's like having 2 or 3 extra spells but not putting them on your spell bar. It's like you can use them, they're tools, they come in handy once in a while. Take advantage. Make sure you've got an armsman who can make burglar tools, and not just burglar tools, but, you know, caltrops and marbles and throwing hatchets and...
There's a rich iron back here if you'd like.
No, not that big of a deal. Thank you, though.
Oh,
If it was bountiful, I might.
Well, that's the thing. It is a bountiful.
Oh, okay.
So, just a little bit to the south. Or east, rather. I'll be here.
Okay.
I shall continue doing a bit of pest control with these goblins in the meantime.
Gold ends up being useful beyond expert because you need it to make white gold to go with the platinum. Tarnished river stones for the win. Lost leaf of papers around here, we're thinking.
I'll check the map now.
Oh, now I've got the quest to make sure what's-her-name's home is safe. Interesting, you unlocked that before I did.
I'm seeing to the north. I think it's in there with the brigand camp. Or where the brigands are.
Okay. We ride for the brigand camp. And for glory. I think I still need one more spinner. That one will do
Yep.
nicely.
And then another 4 hunters. Of which there is one right here.
Alright, well, let's get our spiders while we're out here. Here's a hunter. Ooh, blueberries. Somebody asked me the other day what my favorite dessert was, and I said, well, I don't know of too many things that would be better than blueberry pie a la mode.
And Darian one, thank you for the comment there. They're complimenting you, Ed.
As in, this whole community is fun to watch. Love the stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you. So many people have trouble falling asleep. I feel like I'm doing the world some good by streaming. Do not watch Big Ed Mustafa unless you have full 8 hours to devote to deep, restful sleep. Do not operate heavy machinery while watching Big Ed Mustafa. The heck are the rest of the spiders?
Back the other way.
Tired of your excuses, Bacchus. Find me spiders. Use your lore keeper tracking skills and locate them.
Oh, here's one right here.
Thank goodness. You wanted me to go the other way.
Well, we do need to go the other way, at least at some point. There's another web hunter.
Excellent. It's all coming together.
Yep, so that's what we need for the quest.
Alright, you're welcome. I led you to the last hunters that you needed. I am
Thank you
awesome.
very much, There's a reason this is in married you.
I can't even imagine why. Yeah, whenever she does something goofy or that's a mystery to people, I'm like, hey, she looked at me and thought, this guy looks like a good deal, I'll hang on to him. So I don't know what she's thinking most of the time. Pandarian, we do truly have a great community here on Twitch. I very much enjoy hobnobbing with y'all, and I'm glad to be a tiny part of it.
Oh, good day.
How do you do?
A lovely day, isn't it? What do you need? Is there something I can do for you? Might I have a word with you?
And there you go.
Thank you.
Now repairs are more expensive for both of us.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh, I need to go to get that leaf of paper and check on Pearl's house. I guess I can blow some glass real quick. Oops.
Just a moment.
I was a smoker far too long to be much good at blowing glass, I would think.
Might I speak with you a moment?
They smashed her front door.
Oh. Made a big mess everywhere.
Well, how am I supposed to make sure her house is safe? Just kill everybody?
That's one way of doing it. It's perhaps not the nicest way, but it is an effective way.
If we paint her house with the blood of brigands, they'll know to stay away. I seriously don't know.
Find the lost leaf of paper. That's here's found the lost leaf of paper.
Okay, isn't there a bag down below somewhere?
I'll come and check now. I didn't see anything earlier.
Man, now the wind's howling outside. Let's go up one more tier.
What do you need? Please, stay a moment.
The bird and the baby.
How rude! Could I take a moment of your time?
Retrieve the formal complaint.
Hello?
Am I supposed to tell Pearl that her house is trashed? Talk to a ranger at the Colossus.
Ring the doorbell and talk to Ronald Dwell's friends at the Bird and Baby.
Well, let's go ring the doorbell.
Talk to... Yeah, finished.
Singer says, just tell her they're doing an extreme home makeover and wait for them to move that bus. Sounds plausible.
Well, the gall of some folk.
An attempt to lodge a formal complaint on behalf of the glassblower Hob Hillbrow led to a
Pot and
violent
Finberry
encounter
checking in. Hello,
with
Ponton.
The time has come to put the ruffians in their place.
And hi there, Ginger.
Hi, Ginger.
Yeah, I need to do something. I'm being very, very bored here.
Okay.
I'm standing here fishing for a certain fish, and I'm catching everything else.
That's how it usually goes.
But what server are you guys playing on tonight?
Crick Hollow, level 30-ish.
I'm on Arkenstone, trying to do fishing.
Well, somebody doesn't play on Arkenstone, so he can't join me over there.
I can. I've got a level 120 padlock.
Okay. So I've been wanting to dust off Galandriel and do something with her for a while.
Been saying that for weeks, Ed.
I know, but, you know, my Australian buddy shows up and wants to hang out, so I try to play on a server where he can hang out with me.
I haven't seen Sean around in a while.
Oh, he was on Valstream the other night when she was playing Valorant.
What can I do for you?
See, if you all attack as at once, you might have succeeded.
Yeah, but their brigands aren't very smart.
Been resolved, it's true.
The instance, or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you can walk back out the house if you want to go through. Since we mentioned young Sean and Val, I figured I'd shout them out. And we shouted out Celestia.
How rude!
And I could shout out Bacchus, but normally I only do that for people with electricity.
well, it's a large part why I've not been streaming very much lately.
It's tough to do without electricity.
Yep.
Collect the Hobgoblin's recipe and burn bubbling pots with torches. We'll go do that.
Right on it.
Now is time for the arson. There's Val. Hi, Val. I was just shouting you out.
Hey, Doc. Good things happen. Oh, that's handy. It looks like it's a shared quest objective for a change.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna have enough fish trophies to fill another house.
Awesome. You can always mail them to Kurgan.
On Arkenstone?
No.
Oh.
Fine.
Uh. Mail them to Bloodborne. You'll appreciate it. All right, we're done here.
He's actually online. He might actually respond.
You can always just tell him I put you up to it. He'd completely believe it instantly.
Oh yeah, he would.
Your reputation does precede you.
At least I'm consistent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm just a jackass some of the time.
The gall of some folk.
Congratulations.
Thanks. 2 levels on Dwalling tonight. Not too bad. All right, mister, I've got a pocket hunter with me. Can you get us to Mickle Delving and back?
I can if you give me 1 moment.
Okay.
I don't know about back much, but I can get us to Mr. Browser. We might have a taxi back at the stable.
That's fine. Anyway, Val, I keep trying to insult Bacchus by implying that he's Australian. And so he mentioned Young Sean or Calingwath, so I shouted out Calingwath. He said, I haven't seen him for a while. And I said, oh, he's just on Val's stream the other night when she was playing Valorant. And I thought, well, if I mentioned Val, I should shout her out. Only good things were being discussed, as far as you know.
Yep, it's all my fault.
Agreed. When Ed isn't yelling about Mad Maggie, he's sending 1 copper ore per mail. Yes. If Bacchus was Australian, he wouldn't exist.
Okay. My brain is glitched tonight, guys. What level is Dale in Lake Town?
120th?
25? Yeah, it's 120, 125.
So I probably don't want to take my 108 out there, huh?
It might be a little challenging.
Just a moment.
You have a message from Ronald. That is a shame. I was hoping Ronald had finished his book. Ronald isn't making the meeting today. These guys are supposed to represent a bunch of famous authors?
Oh, C.S. Lewis, Tolkien. Who else was the...
I don't remember. Ponton will tell us. If you're going there just to fish, it isn't a bad ride from Erebor, which is easy enough from the mission hub. Are you working on Lake Master there, Ginger?
I haven't started it, but I'm thinking about it. Figure I don't feel up to doing much anything else but fishing and game, so kind of tuckered out from packing and stuff.
Oh man, I feel you there.
Figure things together.
I spent all Easter weekend hauling our personal belongings to the dumpster.
Why are you hauling stuff to the dumpster?
Because I'm getting ready to move.
Where are you moving?
I'm moving us into a more accessible apartment, so when Mrs. M comes home, we can like get her in and out of the shower, and she'll have grab bars for the bathroom, and If she starts snoring, I'll have a second bedroom to retreat to. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, see, the place I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
I will have my own house with 4 bedrooms just for me.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
That's if the financing will go through. We finally have it figured out for the earnest money. My
Well, that's
son is
good.
buying a car from my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and he is going to pay her the balance of what is owed on it come Sunday.
Nice.
So we've got that taken care of. If we can just get the financing for the other 70,000, we're in good shape.
Well, best of luck. Second bedroom because she would never have to sleep where she snuffs you with the pillow. Exactly. In case I haunt the room that she murders me in, she'll still be able to rest comfortably in the other bedroom.
Now, you know Mrs. M wouldn't do that.
I think she thinks about it pretty regularly.
Hello there.
Now to decide if I want more Pepsi or if I want a tea.
Hard to go wrong with Pepsi. It is nice.
As long as it's not Diet Pepsi.
It is Diet Pepsi.
Ugh, good heavens, woman.
I have to keep my sugar levels under control somehow.
No, why are you not drinking the great gloriousness that is Coke Zero? Why would you mess with an inferior product like Diet Pepsi?
Coke is too acidic for me, thank you.
Not Coke Zero. Coke
It's
Zero is
all
everything that's good in the universe.
it still has the acid levels of regular Coke, I'm sorry.
It's a bald-faced lie.
I have to agree with you. That is why I prefer Pepsi to Coke myself.
Ugh. Missing the
It's not
boat.
as gassy, not as acidic, and not as sweet. I find it far preferable. Coke is
Anyway.
good.
I am going to grab me a tea. Oh, if I can move. Oh.
Wow. Looks like I had an armor upgrade just waiting for me. I've got 38 gift math, and I'm already at max rep with the hobbits.
And I think they're probably character bound. If they're
Yep,
the
they
ones we've
are.
been getting from the quest, yeah.
Yeah, if they're from the quest, you might as well just vendor them. Because you can't pass them on to anybody. They're characters.
What a shame.
That is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I am going to have a lot of fish for my cook to fry.
Nice. Singer says today's delvings have those blue stun puddles, just so you know what fun you're missing. I love getting stunned over and over and over and over. Particularly when you're a yellow line runekeeper and you're trying to kite.
Not frustrating at all.
Not even a little, yeah. Mostly just brings joy and sunshine to my life. Alright, any chance of porting back to Dwelling?
We'll have to take the taxi.
Alright. Some of us take stable master's horses longer than others.
Yeah, there isn't any fast travel there, unfortunately.
Well, it also means that the streamer has time to go grab a fresh venom.
What's the place called again?
How do you do?
Oak Barton to start with.
Why do I not have Oak Barton?
Boring is the first one through the Shire. If you're not fast traveling, you have to go to Hobbiton.
I seem to be missing the travel points.
Thank goodness I dragged you up here. Oh, there's not a non-swift travel to Brock Borings. Interesting.
You go to Hobbiton, and then from Hobbiton to Brock Boring, and then from Brock Boring to Oak Barton.
Yep, I heard you. All right, I'm going to grab a soda. I'll be right back. Cheers, stream. Hi. That's the stuff.
I have so many deeds that I've not done on these characters.
I just wish we could get 10 people together to run Remmercant on Wednesdays and finally finish that dang thing. That would be nice.
Be nice.
Well, that's on what on Evernight.
Mm-hmm.
My 140 has the quest to go do that. I just have I've been not feeling up to running out there right now.
I know you're busy with packing and getting ready to move, and
Yeah, and stressing over this thing and that thing and the other thing, and just I don't know why stress leaves me so tired.
well, then putting up with our, mundane malarkey on Wednesdays probably just isn't high on your priority list.
Well, it's gonna get worse.
there's a lot less fire for us to drag you through in Remacat than there
You're
was
gonna
in
burn my butt
Neva.
off.
No, he won't burn your butt off.
Yeah, Ginger joined us for Nair Band at level 108. It was not fun.
It was funny.
Yeah,
Yep.
we all died in the fire quite a bit, but that's
A
okay.
lot. A lot. There should be a pyromaniac achievement or something.
And a title for getting your butt burned that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, Remercant is just spiders, isn't it? And bugs.
Spiders and bugs, yeah.
There used to be a song about spiders and snakes.
I don't like spiders and snakes. That ain't what it takes to love me.
Just a moment.
I am not familiar with that song.
By Jim Croce in the 70s.
I'd be surprised if it was Jim Croce, but maybe.
The only song of his that I can put name to off the top of my head is Time in a Bottle.
Anyway, it's a 70s song.
Jim Stafford.
Well, hello, Goofy.
Jim Stafford
was it,
sang Jim Stafford sang Spiders and Snakes.
At least I had the first name right.
Yep, yes you did.
Well, I was a wee little baby back in the early 70s, so...
Hi, Goofy.
I was a teenager. Don't tell me I'm older than you.
I'm afraid you are, Ginger.
Even if you're 100, Ginger, you're not older than Freelancer.
Freelancer was born with the mental age of 52.
Yeah.
Did he progress past that?
I don't know.
He got his AARP card when he was 16.
Is there something I can do for you? Might I speak with you a moment?
North Cotton Farms. Thought I picked up the writing skill. Oh, it might be because I'm in yellow line. I don't have the horse.
Good night, Antler.
Antler's turning in. Hey, have a good night, Antler. I'm sure we'll talk to you more this weekend.
Oh, reminds me, I did get parts of Excel downloaded and installed.
Oh, okay.
I got to, I think, level 3. I'll see if I can maybe spend a bit of time on that today.
Yeah, we've been streaming a little Path of Exile on my channel on Saturday evenings. If you want to come by and say hi, you can check that out. And I stream Lotro on Wednesdays and World of Warships on Sundays. Tuesdays it's up for grabs. Lately it's been Apex since I finished Witcher 3.
Yeah, we need to find you another game to rage at.
Oh, I could be finishing Outer Worlds. I could be playing Rage 2. I could be doing some RC simulator stuff, which would be a good thing to do now that spring's here and it's almost flying season.
Well, I still cast a vote for Mass Effect at some point. That's a game everybody should play at some point.
All right, well, I'll wait for you to gift it to me then.
When is the birthday again?
November. It's a ways off. However, Mrs. M and I will be celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary next month, assuming she still stays married to me until then. So you can gift it to Mrs. M for our anniversary, and I'll just play it for her.
That sounds like a very good plan.
Yeah. I'm sure I've told this story on stream before too, but I was rather amused the year that I was Christmas shopping and I went into the local Babbage's software, etc., GameStop, whatever it was called at the time, and Crisis had just gone on sale. It had been a $59 game forever. And they finally marked it down to $19.95. I was like, oh, Crisis, yeah, I think I want to check this out. Because everybody's been talking about the game forever.
Hello.
It was quite the thing back in the day.
So I buy Crisis, and just to mess with Mrs. Mustafa, I gift wrap it, and I put it in our pile of presents with a tag that says, to me from her. And we're handing out presents, and my niece and nephew are handing out the gifts to everybody. And all of a sudden, my niece goes, "Hey, Uncle Ed, here, this one's to you from Aunt Mrs. Mustafa." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And of course, she knows she didn't buy me anything, so all of a sudden, her head perks up, and she's like, "And what is that?" And I'm like, "Crisis, how did you know, honey? I've been looking forward to checking this game out. Thank you so much." And she's like, "Uh-huh." And then the punchline was I get home, install it, and I truly didn't know that you basically spend the whole game murdering Koreans. That was just a happy coincidence. The basic plot line of the game is that the North Koreans have taken over an island and you're running around as a special forces operative. And I'm like, "Oh, honey, look, I'm murdering Koreans left and right. It's beautiful." She's like, "Uh-huh. Who's a stinker?" All right. Well, we're all done with the quests here, so we can go on to King's Crossing.
Well, for me, my power is scheduled to go off in about 5 minutes, so it's probably a good point for me to actually bow out.
That is just enough time to ride to King's Crossing.
Yep. Well,
saddle up, let's go. All right. Bucktrue says, "Hey all, WoW player here looking for different MMOs. This game still updated often?" Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're getting another expansion later this year, and they're dropping content for it and updating it all the time. Populations are good. The mechanics aren't dissimilar from WoW, and there's a lot of players who play both, actually. So, the other good news is you can play it completely free to play, or so I've been told. So, yeah, check it out, download it. It's only 23 gig. You can play free for as long as you want. If you like it, you're having a good time, and you want to improve the quality of your playing time, going VIP is very affordable and offers a lot of benefits. But if you don't want to spend any extra money, you can play free to play and just take your time enjoying the game.
Well, given it's the anniversary coming up, 16th anniversary this year, what they've done historically the last few years is give away a lot of the content which is normally you need to pay for, the quest packs and that kind of thing. So it's actually a very good time to. I'll have a sub to spare. You don't have to sub. It's worth subbing. It does definitely bring benefits and advantages, but it's not a game like WoW where you must sub after level 20.
Well, he asked what does VIP do for you. So your VIP sub gets you mail anywhere. You don't have to go to town and find a mailbox. You can move stuff between characters more easily. It unlocks swift travel to a lot more areas. I just had to take a bunch of Stable Master's horses to ride back out here. If you are VIP, you can travel much more quickly. There's less dilly-dallying with character maintenance and things like that. You get 500 bonus XP every month that you can spend in the Lotro store. You
don't have to pay for damage because you get this your nice little buff that prevents it.
Yeah, there's no
No
equipment
item near
repair.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah, no equipment repair.
Definitely
big
not
ones.
pay to win, not required to subscribe, but you can get VIP for, I think it's $10 a month or $99 a year.
Yep. If you go 3 months at a time, it's $10 a month. 1 month at a time, it's 15.
13 or 15, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's 15.
There you go.
At least in U.S. currency, anyway.
But you'll pick the game up very, very quickly if you're familiar with WoW. The mechanics are the same.
Yeah, the
It's tab
mechanics are
targeting.
similar.
Yeah.
The storytelling is much better. That's really Lotro's strong point. The in-game lore and the storytelling and the interweaving of the game story with the books and movies, being able to interact with characters like Gandalf and Aragorn and Legolas. You don't do the exact same thing they're doing, but your paths kind of intersect. It's fun.
Oh, Edward, Ginger,
What can I do for you?
do unfortunately need to drop off at this point.
Stay a moment.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
you have a good rest of your day, and
Would you do something
Yep,
for me?
likewise, thank you.
maybe they'll get that power situation sorted out
Would you do
before
something for
long.
me?
Well, it's been 15 years, Ginger. It's going to be another 15 years. I think too many people are making too much money out of the corruption that surrounds it all, so
Stay a moment.
I think we're stuck with it for the foreseeable
Could I speak
future.
with you a moment?
But
Oh,
on
well.
that cheerful note,
Would
take
you
care,
do
everyone,
something for me?
and
Yep.
we'll hope to see you again soon.
Get a nap. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll talk to you soon.
Will do. We'll see you tomorrow for a bit of Path of Exile, hopefully.
Sounds good. Bye,
Yes,
Bacchus.
for now. Bye-bye.
But the game world is huge. I'm in an area called Evendim right now, and it's part of this area up here known as Arid Loon. And that's no, that's not the whole map. This is just Eriador. This is the starter area that Shadows of Angmar included. So this is just one section of the map. Eriador's up here, Mordor's down here. You've got Rohan, you've got Gondor. Rovanian includes North and South Mirkwood, the Misty Mountains. These are all playable areas. The Dwarflands and Arid Mithrin, Lake Town, and the Lonely Mountain are in the game now. It's vast. Somebody else was just mentioning they just got into Mordor, and Morgoth Dark says, "I love your YouTube videos." Thank you, Morgoth Dark.
Looking for Big Ed Mustafa?
Hi, and I'm your biggest fan. Can you sign my back? Yeah. Miku300 is now following. Hi, Miku. Thank you for the follow. Sorry I didn't notice the comment earlier, Morgoth. I was trying to ride and pick up quests. Ponton says it's on Steam, but also standalone client. Yeah. Sometimes if you get the Steam client, you'll run into just little issues occasionally. Oh, you also stream. Cool. Last streaming Lord of the Rings Online. Well, there you go. We love to support fellow Lotro streamers and shout them out and let people know where they can find you. The company doesn't really support Steam, but it is there as an option. Yeah, my clients are Steam clients. So it does play fine. One of the other completely trivial bits, I'm actually playing and streaming from Linux right now. The game runs really well, even if it's not on Windows. I'm on Mint Linux 20.2 with Cinnamon Desktop. And I actually started dabbling with this just as an experiment to see how well it worked. And it's gotten to the point where I actually like playing and streaming from Linux better than Windows. Windows has a weird habit of, scrambling your sound settings. you get ready to stream and you log in, and all of a sudden Windows wants to force an update without asking you. Little things like that get really annoying. With Linux, I feel like my computer is mine and it does what I tell it to, not what it wants to do. I still have Windows installed. I have a dual boot setup with a couple of NVMe drives, so I can boot to Windows, I can boot to Linux, I can switch from one to the other easily enough. It works for me, I'm happy with it, but I just did it more as kind of a goof to see how well it worked, and in Lotro's case it works really well, as well as a number of other games. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I would suggest standalone, but do what's good for you. Yeah, Potton's not wrong. I did it the lazy way. I'm in Steam all the time, so for me it was like, eh. But I have a couple of hiccups. One of my accounts is not visible from Linux. It's only visible if I'm in Windows, and I don't know why. And then on one of my clients, I can't use stacks of items. And there's no explanation for it other than it's just something flaky with the client install. So Potton's advice is solid advice as always. So if you're not following Morgoth Dark, go over there, throw him a follow, show some love. Is there a ranger class? Yes, Hunter. And it's a shame that Bacchus just left because he's very famous for saying Hunter class is best class. But they can dual wield. They use bows, very powerful range DPS, medium armor wearers, really good travel skills. Bacchus was dual boxing he calls it his pocket hunter, so that his hunter can port the team around. Which is, yeah, that's a thing. My only fear would be falling in love with the game and it not being updated soon after. Game's healthy. There's a fall expansion in the works. I forget, what are they adding? Is it Rune or Harad or Khand? It's one of these regions over here. It was in the producer's letter, but...
It's where, Harad,
Umbar.
I think it's where the Corsairs come from.
Okay. Oh, Harad is here? I think...
Yeah, it's south.
Zinger says Umbar. Oh, is the stream down for anyone? No, Morgoth Dark, that's just you. I see the replay just fine on my end. You might just need to refresh your Twitch playback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's Umbar. Anyway, they're talking about going south over the water.
Wait, so the story and the world's canon or just sort of part of the same universe? No, it's canon. The developers are very faithful to the books and movies. It's an officially licensed game. It takes place during the Third Age, during the Rings trilogy. It's gone on long enough that they have extended past that main storyline. And a lot of the pieces in the game are actually better represented than they were in the movies, and some of them are very closely tied. I mentioned Edoras, the capital of Rohan, and the mead hall, King Theoden's mead hall, Mediseld. They're fantastically depicted in the game, way better than they were in the movies. I thought the movie looked like an old cavalry fort from the Old West. The city did, and then the mead hall was just barely shown. And it's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit and stroll through the mead hall if you get to Rohan. Or you may have fallen asleep, so it seems like it's offline. Ed provides that service free of charge. Also true. Yes, Lotro is one of the most faithful adaptations of Tolkien's world you'll find anyway, anywhere. Yep. Concur. The developers have also done a nice job of taking something that Tolkien might have just mentioned in passing or alluded to and really just fleshed it out in a way that's not untrue to canon, but just in more detail where they've gotten a chance to imagine it in a much deeper level than Tolkien ever alluded to it in the written work. And of course, there are parts in the movies that weren't brought over from the book. Tom Bombadil's completely left out of the movies because they just didn't know how to deal with him, so they didn't write him in. But you can talk to Tom Bombadil in game. You can visit Tom Bombadil's house. If you go to Tom Bombadil's backyards, there's beans growing, just like it's described in the book. Just walking around the Shire and exploring is pure joy. And I got all 4 Rohan zones, Kin. Nice.
Yeah, the movies also passed over the Burrow Downs, and in game you can go play around in there and visit the tombs and stuff. And the Old Forest.
They do say beans are a magical fruit. They're not wrong, Zinger. I had some leftover Great Northern beans I made a couple of weeks ago in the fridge, and I waited till last weekend to eat them because we've been rewiring those switch closets at work, and I didn't want my poor coworker to be trapped in a small room with me after I'd finished off the beans. They are truly magical. So this area here, I remember, Ginger, do you remember the first time you got here in Evendim and you came over the hill and you saw the Colossus?
That's been quite a few years ago.
But man, what a spectacular sight. You come over the hill and this bridge is a giant statue.
Yeah.
And I'm going for a swim because I was trying to look up at the statue. Which is okay. Oh, there's a boat here now. I forgot they added that.
Yeah, the first time I went out there, I think we chose to swim around up the river to avoid the baddies. So you get a different perspective from swimming in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, world building and story are the 2 major things that make the game. And the fishing.
But that's been like almost 10 years ago now. The first time I got to Evendim. And yes, some of us have been playing since beta without really taking very much break. If we were on the same server, I'd come say hi.
That's okay.
I'm out here at Tinder fishing.
Nice. Didn't want to go after the lake monsters?
Well, I haven't been out there yet. I had the Trout Master deed already, so figured I'd go ahead and clear it and decide if I want to go out to Lake Town or not.
So, Bucktrue wants to know the most populated NA server. They've done I was going to say they've done a nice job of server consolidation, so all of the populations are pretty solid. I think Arkenstone is normally considered the largest, but...
Yeah, Ark usually has the most people on it for the NA. Evernight is EU, the largest EU.
There's not a bad server to be on. They're all good.
Yeah.
And in fact, typically, longtime players of the game have characters on most or all of the servers anyway. I've got characters on every free-to-play English-speaking server. If I'm not on it, it's either a legendary server or French or German.
I have characters on all the English-speaking servers, including the legendaries, but I don't
I
play
know.
them. I don't
I,
care for the legendary servers.
I'm a cheap, chiseling, free-to-play player, so I can't get on those. And there's
Yeah.
player versus monster player. You can do that. You can play as an orc or a spider or a warg.
And then they have special events like they had here a while back where you have to go chase chickens as a monster or try to outrun the monsters as a chicken.
Yeah, the chicken plays pretty awesome. Arthur has characters on the French and German servers because he speaks those. They're pretty
I
nice
don't.
too. Mary Rose says, and concerts like Weatherstock. Yeah, there's an in-game music system. There's a lot of players who just enjoy joining bands in-game, and they'll hang out in public places like the Prancing Pony and just play music concerts for passers-by.
Little bit ago, TD was at the Boar Fountain in Bree here
I
on
was
Arkenstone Play.
just going to say TD Growl, and I know Larry Enna's, they enjoy playing music in-game quite a bit.
Yeah. TD has her band on every English server. The TDs are everywhere.
Ponton, is Arkenstone your home server?
Hmm?
Anyway, there's a big colossus here at the bridge. I think I actually have to go the other direction to get most of these quests going. I picked Arkenstone as my home server because I assumed when I first started the game that the server list would always be provided alphabetically. Turned out to not be the case. Whoops. Crick Hollow is your home. There you go. Well, I'm on Crick Hollow tonight. But I stream Arkenstone. I stream from Crick Hollow. I stream from Evernight. I have streamed a lot from Brandywine in the past. And like I said, I've got characters on Gladden, on Landreval, on Lorien, on that other server whose name I forget. Back in 2010, it was the first server on the list.
I'm wandering away.
All right,
I'll be back.
I'll be here. So I have marbles and caltrops. We'll add them to the skill bar just for giggles. Like I said, if you're not using them, you're just leaving a couple of your abilities on the table. Nothing of value. Freebie for the week. Free Soldier Landscape Token. Oof. This is a case of leaving no stone unturned. Literally. Do you play any other MMOs? I have. I'm not playing a lot of other MMOs right now, but I was... Actually, I started off with Asheron's Call. This game was developed by Turbine Games originally, which was the developer of Asheron's Call. They also developed Dungeons and Dragons Online. The publisher and the developers decided to go separate directions, and the development team formed Standing Stone Games and basically bought the rights to the game from, I think it was Warner Brothers at the time, which everybody was quite happy about because I think Warner Brothers wanted to shelve this. And I'd played Asheron's Call. I'd played Dark Age of Camelot. I'd looked at EverQuest and EverQuest 2. Played... I think I dabbled with Shadowbane when it first came out. I'd looked at Anarchy Online. But the next game I played regularly after Asheron's Call was EVE Online. I played EVE Online very regularly for a long time. And I started flying radio-controlled airplanes back in 2005. And I spent most of my time in the summer out at the airfield rather than at home gaming. So I let my subscriptions drop to Asheron's Call and to EVE. And I kind of missed having an MMO over the winter. And when they announced that Lotro was going free to play, I came back to it. And because I'd had a beta invite, I'd played in beta. I liked the game. I thought it was really well polished, but I kind of had been there, done that kind of reaction to it, and wasn't so intrigued that I wanted to spend money on it. So I came back after it went free to play, and I've been playing continuously ever since. And I often joke that I might be the world's only 16-year free-to-play player. So many people subscribed and bought lifetime subscriptions after the game went retail. Warner Brother Games Boston. How long have you been playing free-to-play? I think I came back to Lotro. I left the beta and didn't come back to it until probably 6 months after it went free-to-play. So I think they took Dungeons and Dragons Online free-to-play first. My recollection is that I'd heard that DDO was in trouble, and there was such a positive reaction to it going free-to-play that they decided to do the same thing with Lotro, even though Lotro is much more productive financially, would probably be the right word for it. And both games have done well ever since. So it wasn't a bad strategy. In fact, I think they were the first to go free to play of any major MMOs. And I mean, you know, these weren't slouch games. These had retail followings and had been successful launches. So, yeah, when I say I'm a 16-year free-to-play player, it's not too far off. There was a couple of years of retail where I wasn't in the game, but I've been playing free for a long time.
Okay, I came back.
Welcome back.
I gotta get my rhythm back for this fishing thing. Doesn't do any good to throw it out there and pull it back in.
No, you gotta wait for that
Gotta
bobber to dip.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned fishing a few times. The fishing system in Lord of the Rings Online, you can earn titles and you can earn housing trophies where you can mount fish on your wall that are quite spectacular, actually. You can also collect crafting ingredients for cooking. Excuse me. And they altered the cooking recipes for high-end characters. It turns out that fish are quite valuable. So fishing is actually lucrative if you want to keep your players' characters flush with gold. It's not a bad thing. I suppose I can do a little bit of fishing since I've been talking about it. Of all the treasures in Middle-earth, none are so valuable as extra bag space. So I've just made a little. And we'll find my fishing rod. If you're not fishing in Middle-earth, you're not truly exploring Middle-earth. I was going to say I'd hate to be running my mouth about that and then not have my fishing pole. That would have been embarrassing. Where is it? Not house, hobby.
You're not maxed on that one?
No,
Shame on you, Ed.
this is a fairly new character. Let's see what I've got for a title. Journeyman Angler. So his fishing's over 50. It's not like I've been completely slacking. Nine-spined stickleback. We'll release him back into the wild. But I love whoever crafted this bobber. That just looks like a cool old balsa wood painted float. I love the detail and the weathering, and it was crafted with love. I caught a perch.
Got almost a dozen of those.
Oh, I caught a second perch, and I got a point of fishing skill. Jealous? Thought so.
The character I'm on is maxed out on fishing.
Nice. 200 fishing is max fishing, and you can only earn 10 points of fishing skill per day. So it takes a minimum of 20 days to get your fishing skill maxed out. Ooh, I caught my first trout.
Yeah, Evendim is a good place for the trout master.
Yeah, I think Zinger said he was just out here fishing because he wanted to have the ability to catch trout. So if you catch redundant trout, they can still be filleted and used as cooking ingredients. Lotro is the MMO I know of where you can earn premium currency to use in the cash shop just by playing the game. Yeah, it's a really generous free-to-play system. Although I would imagine Dungeons and Dragons Online is the same. There are plenty of players who play both. If I had more time, I would probably also play DDO. Ironically, when the games were first released, I liked DDO quite a lot, and when I came back to it, they had changed it completely, and I ended up liking Lotro more. So I chose that as my free-to-play game. I have a World of Warcraft account. Once in a very great while, I might log into that just for giggles, but it's free to play. I can only go up to level 20, but a lot of people play WoW, like WoW. It just wasn't for me, and I was super excited. I had pre-ordered World of Warcraft when it launched, and was very excited for the game, having been a big Warcraft and Warcraft 2 fan. And I played it for about 10 days at launch, and at the time of launch, you got up to about level 12 or 14, and grouping just became mandatory. I mean, you just couldn't go any further without grouping up. And I didn't have a lot of friends from other MMOs who came over to play it, so I had to pug, just do pickup groups. And the problem is you'd log in and you'd spend 30 or 40 minutes trying to get a group together so you can go into the content you were trying to do. And then after 10 minutes of gameplay, somebody'd have to leave for dinner, or somebody'd have to go do their homework, or, you know, mom wanted them to take, whatever the excuse was. So I've got to go. And so the group would lose one or two players, and then you'd have to start all over trying to get another group put together. And not like there wasn't a bunch of people playing or people who wanted to play. It was just a matter of, you'd get a group together of randoms, but they'd only stick together for so long, and then you'd have to rebuild. I spent more time trying to put groups together than I did playing the game. And I was like, yeah, this isn't fun. And that was my initial launch experience with World of Warcraft. I got 30 days of subscription time with the retail box purchase. I never finished my 30 days. I think after about 15 or 18 days, I was done. It's like, nah, no thanks. What game? World of Warcraft? And I know it evolved into a much better game, but that was just the initial play experience. What other MMOs have you played, Ginger?
Oh, what? Started with EQ and EQ2, and we played WoW and Star Wars Galaxy, and just WoW just was not my game. Did not care for it much at all. EQ I quit playing because I wanted to avoid somebody that had a problem with in real life. Didn't want
Okay.
to run into him. And about the same time as we quit playing EQ, my son found Lotro. And I
Fantastic.
am a big Lord of the Rings fan. Have been since I first read the books in 76. So, been playing it ever since.
Yeah, I don't know of another example off the top of my head of a game based on a previously written work or movie that's turned out as well as this has.
Most of them get so far from what they were based on that it just loses it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice with the development team being such big fans of the original source material. They've really kept a kind of faithfulness. There's a fidelity to Lotro that's missing from a lot of other games.
Yeah, and when you talk to the developers and stuff, they are big Tolkien fans.
Potton, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Hopefully we'll talk to you more this weekend. Buck True says Star Wars The Old Republic is like that a bit. Started with fun story, then gets a bit wild, but they are not free-to-play friendly. Yeah, I've heard that. Not a good free-to-play experience. Well, and a lot of the folks who used to play Star Wars Galaxies are resentful towards Old Republic because they killed the Galaxies license to let Old Republic exist, basically. There was a there can be only one mentality to Star Wars based MMOs. Did you ever try Old Republic, Ginger?
I don't know which Star Wars it was.
Well, he
Was
said
in
Galaxies.
I think it was Galaxies. I'm not sure. It was in '05, whichever one was out in '05.
Yeah, that should have been Galaxies. It was published by the same folks who did EverQuest.
Yeah.
Same launcher. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Okay. So yeah, that should have
They
been Galaxies.
they screwed up the crafting system, and if I can't craft, I don't want to play. So kind of quit playing that one.
Well, and there you have it. And we have friends who play Lotro and play Star Wars The Old Republic too, so there's a lot of crossover between the MMOs. I'm a little bit unique in that I like Fresh Air and Sunshine, and I'm an MMORPG player. The two are often mutually exclusive. But I like to get out to the flying field, and I like to go fishing, and get out and do some different stuff. But if it's winter or it's dark out, then let's go play video games. Okay. Let's switch to Redline. Oh, that's right. I got another point to spend because I've leveled up twice. We're What are y'all's favorite classes in the game? I like Champion and Burglar both a lot.
I like minis. I have at least one of every class and every race,
And
but I
by mini,
like
you
my
mean
mini.
Minstrel?
Yeah, minstrels. I have a close to maxed out minstrel on every English speaking server.
Read the description and I'm leaning Hunter, just waiting on the game to finish downloading. Hunter's a good class to start out with. I would also recommend either Guardian or Champion for a first character. But if you're interested in Hunter, Hunter's not a bad way to start.
Yeah. I went with Mini because we started out as a group.
Mm-hmm.
There was my son and my daughter and my granddaughter that all started playing at the same time. So I got to be the healer. And the minstrels have gotten to be a whole lot easier to play since they first came out.
We will shout out Somatome. And I'll bet I mistyped your name. Your 2 N's, 1 R.
Huh? No, you
Yep,
spelled
there
it
you
right.
Yeah,
there
the
we
third
are.
time. There we go. I spelled it 1 N, 2 R's, and it came up as last seen playing Mortal Shell. I'm like, that's not what Ginger was playing.
Nope, that's not me. I'm strictly Lotro. Might mention that Soma is my granddaughter. She does a lot more streaming than I do.
We don't hold that against her, though.
No, she streams some really strange things. The other day she was streaming this thing called Struggling.
So maybe I'll describe what I'm doing in greater detail. Burglars have some fun skills they can do. For instance, I see this scruffy tomb robber over there. I go into stealth mode and it turns me invisible. And then I can click distraction, or diversion, excuse me. I can click diversion and it will cause him to look the opposite direction I'm coming from. And I can sneak up behind him, and if I get close enough I can hit burgle and try to pick his pocket. But he didn't have anything worth... Oh, I don't have enough room to do that. I need to clear out some bag space. So then once I've tried burgling, I just do a backstab attack. And it does a bunch of damage. And you can kill people quickly if you successfully sneak up and aim and backstab them. Which I'll do to his friend who's standing right there. I might have forgot to hit aim because I was so excited to burgle. But I don't have any room to burgle. So let me correct that. It's because my bags are full of delicious fish. So diversion's done. We try to pick the pocket. And I got an adamant. I got a rare or a valuable gem. Now I hit aim. And then backstab. And they die instantly. Shouldn't
When
have
I
messed
get
with
through
me.
here, I'm going to have to visit the taxidermist.
It's a good problem to have. Yeah, if you catch trophy fish, you go to the taxidermist and they can mount them on plaques so you can hang them on your wall.
Otherwise, they fill up your wallet. Only got 2 50-pound salmon this time.
Nice.
Not to mention the other dozen different types of fish I have.
I went to an Irish pub here in town called the Brazen Head, and I had their seared salmon salad for lunch.
Oh, that sounds tasty.
Yeah, there's mango and an herbal vinaigrette over the top of it. It was quite yummy. Mango and salmon and vinaigrette go really well together. They also make a creamy baked onion soup that's super yummy. Eighth time's the charm. Exactly. Robin the Hood says, "Yo, I'm downloading this game right now. You will not be sorry."
It is a fun game. No matter how you play it, it's fun.
Well, one of the things that's really kept the game's appeal up for so long is that you can play it however you'd like. It's the Burger King of MMOs. Some
you
people
can play
just
it solo or in groups or
solo groups. You can be a hardcore raider. You can just play socially. You can, like we talked about earlier, some people mostly just hang out and play music with their bands.
Yeah. Or dink around fishing all day.
Or dink around fishing all day. It's a good stress reliever. There's a pet player character just hanging out along the shoreline. Well, Robin the Hood, the important thing is... Oh, Sweeter Man says, did somebody say fishing? Absolutely. Yeah, I was just fishing a little bit ago. I caught 2 perch and a rainbow trout. What was I going to say? Oh, Robin Hood, you found a great resource here. Lotro Stream is the official channel of the developer Standing Stone Games, and there's a bunch of great players who guest stream here, and the place is always full of very long-time knowledgeable players who are happy to give advice. You're going to find it a very friendly, helpful community. So if you have any questions about the game, just pop into this channel. If anybody's around, they'll be happy to answer questions or help out. It's what we're here for.
Well, most of the Lotro streamers are more than happy to answer questions. And if they don't know the answer, there's usually somebody hanging around who does.
Yeah. And I think most people would agree that when it comes to the Lotro community on Twitch, I'm probably one of the biggest jackasses there is, and everybody else is way nicer. So if you guys don't hate my guts, then you can imagine how much nicer everybody else is. Thank you, sounds good. You made this game? No, I'm a guest streamer. Not with the development team. Cordovan is the community manager. He actually works for Standing Stone Games, and he does stream on this channel Fridays at noon Eastern. And you can catch replays of his stream Court of the Rings on the Lotro channel on YouTube.
And today they had one of the developers on.
Yeah.
They had Orion on there today, talking about stuff.
You know you're a crafting alt when you log on to a level 36 and you have no virtue levels. You're not wrong, Zinger. PvP, your mileage may vary. I don't particularly feel it's the strong suit of the game. There are a lot of players who like it. There's an area called the Etten Moors, and it's player versus monster player in order to stay relatively true to the canon of the books. You don't have elves fighting elves, you don't have humans fighting dwarves, but orcs can fight the free people, and it can be fun. When I go player versus player, I like to play stuff like, currently Apex Legends. It's like give me brutal murder every time. EVE Online was more my cup of tea, where it's true player versus player environment all the time. You don't have these little safe zones, and it's fine. It's not that there's anything wrong with the way Lotro does it. I'm just used to more of a pure player versus player experience. The zone's fun. There's some interesting quests to do. You just mentioned poisoning the Whoredale.
PvP wasn't part of the game originally. They didn't feel it followed canon very well, so.
I thought from back in the beta days it was going to be part of the game. I thought player versus monster player, the ability to play as an orc, was actually built in from the start. Bood Search. Hey Ed, what's your favorite server? We've talked about it earlier. I'm on all of the English-speaking servers that are free to play. I'm not on the legendaries, but I like Crick Hollow. I like Evernight. I like Arkenstone. I've got characters on Landerville and Gladden, Brandywine. They're all good. There's not a bad server. I could home team it and say Arkenstone's the best server, and if you're interested in player versus monster player, that's definitely true, but it's not like I'm not having fun on Crick Hollow. It's not like I don't have fun on Evernight. You meet other players, you want to team up and do quests together, so you end up on one server or another. You don't have to pick one server. In fact, if you're playing free-to-play, one of my tips from Free-to-Play Fridays last year was don't just play on one server. If you want to maximize your Lotro points and be able to build out your account, having multiple groups of characters on multiple servers is very beneficial. It gives you a chance to earn more Lotro points early on, so you can buy storage, so you can buy the extra account features with Lotro points that will greatly enhance your gameplay. Looks like I needed to go find some discovery points back there. Yeah, first entryway, second entryway, third entryway, fourth and fifth. I could go back and do that, or I could just go turn in all these quests. I think I'll go turn in these quests. What do you think, Ginger?
Well, you're almost at the Crossroads now, so.
Yep. Occasionally they'll do some updates to the PvMP area. I think they're looking into adding some siegecraft to the zone there. Yeah, they've talked about doing some enhancements to player versus monster player. I think it's a nice, fun little option to have if you're into player versus player. I don't know that that's a prime reason or a significant reason to play Lotro. That's all I'm saying.
How can I be of service? Might I take a moment of your time? What can I do for you? What do you need?
There we go. Whoever was running from that wolf can rest safe now.
You went and
How can I be of
saved him?
service?
Yep,
Stay a
did my
moment.
good deed for the day. Collect orders.
Done the quest that sends you up on top here yet?
Nope, not yet. That takes a little while to unlock. That's a pretty spectacular view to get up there, though.
If heights don't bother you, yeah.
I'm used to flying out of jump ships on Apex. This heights don't bother me. Of course, I'm used to games with no falling damage. Oh, that's another cool, dumb burglar trick is safe fall. Once you start using safe fall, you miss it on all of your other characters. It's like, dang it, why don't I have safe fall? Oh yeah, I'm not a burglar.
They do have those tomes that the other characters can use.
I know, but it's not the same. Thankfully, it's not nearly as bad since they updated fall injuries. Those minute-long slowdowns were rough.
Yeah, now it's a few seconds of slowdown.
Just the sound of crunching bones is enough to make me want to avoid it, even if there's no run penalty.
Yeah. That sound makes you want to cringe.
Yep. Excuse me. Just about to the bottom of my second can of Venom, and I'm still fading.
Well, it is getting late where you are.
I know.
It's nearly 10 o'clock here, so it's got to be midnight there.
Well, and we had an extra contractor come in and help us out at work this week. And I think I was driving my coworker nuts because he's like, if we have extra help, how come you and I are working harder too? It's like we got to try to get as much done as we can while we've got the extra help. So we were grinding pretty hard this week. Plus, everybody else seems to find extra projects for us that they want our help with. Our manager of site support came over to my desk today. I was like, oh good, we got everything done we wanted to get done. It should be a nice, quiet, relaxing Friday. Catch up on paperwork, do my timesheets. And the site support manager shows up and he's like, hey, come with me, I need to show you something. Yeah, I've got like 1,500 of these thin client workstations and we want to scrap them all. It's like, and this is my problem, why? And he's like, yeah, we're going to need you guys to scan these and contact the company that handles our recycling and have them pick all this up. So on top of everything else I've got scheduled, now I've got like 1,500 desktop PCs to go scan and organize for pickup.
Make sure there's nothing confidential on them.
Well, the company that picks them up will handle the sanitation and recycling. But yeah, it's the company's super paranoid about how we handle customer data, and rightfully so. Have you hit the occupied parts of the building yet? I've got one more week of empty floors, but they're getting ready to repopulate the empty floors, so all of a sudden that's turned into a big hurry up too. I think people from corporate real estate were in noticing my giant mountain of Cat 6 cabling I've got up on the 11th floor. And they're like, mm-hmm. Like, don't worry, it'll all be used up by the end of June. We started using way more 7-footers than I thought we would, so I had to order like 2,400 more 7-foot cables. Die, villainous scum. Repairing the catapult. Entrances. Am I missing an entrance somewhere?
What's it telling you? I can't read it.
I'm missing one of the entrances, but I'm not sure exactly which one.
Let me see here. Okay, you're over by 5.
Yeah, and I think I need to murder Ogden Oates really quick.
The second entryway is the one you're missing, and it's back on the other side. There's a little nook area where you go in that first gate on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up there.
This other dude is along the shoreline somewhere. I need to
Which one
find
are you
and
looking?
murder. The other dude, you know.
He's usually wandering around inside. At least that's where I find him.
Oh, Atwood's orders?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's probably standing by the second door.
He's up by the 4th door, if I'm thinking right.
Okay, we'll use your numbers.
Okay, you need on the other side of that wall.
I was pretty sure I was up here earlier.
Can you see that doorway up there?
Up there it is.
Mm-hmm. But Atwood's usually over by the 4th door. Wandering between the 4th door and along the walkway there. Getting to it.
All right, we'll go find
And no,
Atwood and make him sorry he was born. Up there he is. He did not make it. And then I need to collect containers?
those are in the water. You swim out to the middle and find the sunken boat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
First time I did that one was really confused because you're swimming on top of the water wondering how in the heck do you get the stuff that's down there underneath.
And there's the ship out in the middle of the channel. We ride for the Colossus and for glory.
Excuse me. Oh.
How many old Milwaukees have you chugged tonight?
None.
Well, there's your problem. Might have settled your tummy.
Usually beers don't help my tummy.
Well, they might help make other people more interesting.
I don't worry about that anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
I have never been much of a beer drinker.
What do you need? Might I take a moment of your time? Greetings. Could I speak with you a moment? What can I do for you? Might I take a moment of your time?
Well, I think I'm going to pop back to Bree and go to the taxidermist. And then I'm going to call it a night.
All right. Well, I don't think that's a terrible idea. And in fact, I just hit the 3-hour mark myself. So you guys don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Let's see who else is streaming Lotro. And we will go make some friends. Looks like Celestia's playing Elder Scrolls. And Inspector Nestor is playing Pokemon Scarlet. And, oh, please don't tell me I'm the last person streaming Lotro tonight.
There hasn't been very many streaming Lotro today. I don't know why, but it's been
Well,
kind of a
maybe we
dead
can
day.
go make a new friend.
Anyway, I am out of here. Y'all have fun.
Bye, Ginger. Thanks for hanging out and chat. Somebody else is streaming Lotro. So let's see who we got. I'll get my old man reading glasses on here. Got somebody streaming in Espanol. Smoian. The Real Ports. Middle Earth and whiskey on a Friday. That sounds like a dangerous combination. Sega does gaming, ranting and chatty. All-nighter, new player. Smoian. Alright. I'm rolling the dice here. Let's go say hi to Smoian. I'll hang out for a few minutes and make sure that the content's not overly exciting. I don't want to upset any of the moderators on Lotro stream. I have the problem of not being as easily offended as a lot of other people, so things that don't bother me might bother others. Let's go say hi to Smoian. Come with the raid, say hi, throw him a follow, and let's make our fellow Lotro players and streamers feel welcome. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll be on my channel tomorrow and Sunday. Come by and say hi. And have a great weekend. Relax, enjoy yourselves. If the weather's nice, get out, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks.
Okay, one more bridge.